And what were the conversations like with Ryan and Michael and Sylvester at the early stages? Did you have conversations on how you envisaged the characters to dress and look?
Ah, yeah, I mean, Ryan was already in Philadelphia, and we were um, early FaceTiming and Skype to connect. But I came on very late in the project. I wish I'd been there earlier. Just I think if anything, I'd say as a costume designer, it doesn't happen often enough. Is just to being on the ground, going to some of the locations. Um, the gyms, talking to the people in. I did do that when I got there, but being there with Ryan and speaking to them and just getting a feel for the place, absorbing the place, would have been great. I mean, we did what we could over the phone, um, but I wish I'd been on the ground earlier to be there with him and with Michael, um, when they were doing early training. Because Michael was there early, training. Before I left LA, I got to meet Mr. Stallone in person, and we met at his home, and just kind of got to know each other, and really wanting to measure him in person. but the excuse was, so we could bond. But yeah, it was amazing because he took me into his office and showed me some of the memorabilia, some of the original props from the Rocky series. So that was really special, and
Wow,
I'll always remember that. Yeah.
that's a great one.
So yeah, Michael and I hung out a little bit once I was in Philadelphia. Like I'd go to the gym when he was rehearsing and just talk and watch and speak to the trainers and see how he moved and what pieces and what he liked to wear when he was practicing in his personal, well, I shouldn't say personal, it was all work, but when he was not on camera, what was he um, what was he practicing in,
Right.
and
Okay.
ask the advice while he was working out of the trainers to see what footwear was working for him, um, what shorts does he prefer, compression tights or not, so all those kind of things.
And did this stuff transport into the movie as well? Some of the stuff that he was working out.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely. And I mean, there were some times when it was spontaneous. There's one scene in the hospital where that carried over from the gym. We shot in an actual gym that the trainer that is in the movie actually worked there. And we used their graphics and I mean, it's all real. And I took one of their t-shirts on the day we're shooting, and once we got into out of LA and into the more organic, grassroots gym, Ryan wanted something a little less Nike ad,
Yeah.
and we used one of the t-shirts there on the day.
Wow.
And that t-shirt wasn't something made up for the film. I took it off out of their for sale display and
Right.
used, and then it carried over into the hospital. So there were some things that were organic, and there were some things that were very specific. I mean, that run-in scene in the gray tracksuit was part style, part practical. It's freezing out there.
I was going to
Like,
say, it looks like a very cold film.
oh my God, I grew up in Toronto where you could hit some, you know, cold days. I thought I was bundled from head to toe and I thought I was going to die. So um, that tracksuit also is very warm and it allowed us to layer underneath for him, you
Right.
know?
Was there any throwbacks to the original Rocky, him wearing that gray? I've only just thought because Sylvester's running around like the train tracks of Philly in a gray tracksuit. Was this a deliberate ploy?
Yes, a few little tie-ins like that,
Nice.
with
Yeah, I like that.
there's that line where he says, "Don't worry, Uncle's up in the cloud" or something like that.
Yeah.
The new version. So, that Nike tracksuit is very much what was the style of the decade. I mean, they've repeated that look. My son has it in black and gray, you know, and it was a nice time to say this was then and this is now.